All right, here we go. Back with another episode of TD Talk. My main man, what's good?
What up, man? Another episode. College
You
football
know it.
playoffs. Let's go.
We made it. We made it to the playoffs.
Made it to the playoffs.
All right, here we go. Round one of the playoffs. This is what we all been waiting for. The new college playoffs is in effect. So there's a lot of nuance to this playoff because of course only four teams used to make it, but now it's a whole different ball game. So this is what we're looking at right now. This is what we have going in to this week. We already see Notre Dame, of course, clinch their spot in the playoff here. But we still have some good matchups today. Really, three games on the slate today for the college football playoff here, and it's still round one. So there's some games on here. I think I like a couple of these as a lock, but it's going to be hard on a parlay because I can see an upset coming.
Yeah, what kind of upset you looking at?
Well, let's get right into it. I'll tell you what, we'll start off with our game that I feel like could be an upset. I think I had thrown them in a parlay. It is a little bit of a long shot. A lot of people saying here. But we got Clemson here at Texas, plus 13.5. Big spread there, huge spread there, minus 110. Either way you slice that spread. Over under 50.5, and then you got plus 390 for the underdog in Clemson, minus 525. And look, the way I see this one is when you're looking at this ball game, look at that spread. That spread is humongous.
Yeah, it seems like the all three games today have a pretty big underdog spread.
Yeah.
This is the biggest one out of all of them. Seems like the public's riding with that underdog spread too on every game. 62% is on the Clemson spread.
Okay.
And then you got pretty big over too, 50 points. I'm not really sure how this one will go. I know Clemson's hungry. They got a bunch of dogs on that team, but I think
Yeah.
I think Texas quarterback's been nursing like an injury too.
And the way I've been seeing this from out of Dabo, in these spots, bro, there's these underdog spots, man. He finds a way. And I'll tell you what, Texas offense, they really, if you look at the good teams they played, now they played some scrubs and they've blown them out. But if you look at the actual talent, or let's say good, solid teams that they played, they haven't covered no 14 points on a good team. So the way I'm seeing this game, I actually slid them in a parlay, Clemson for a small dollar parlay, like couple dollar parlay. I put them in one as a money line, just to kind of upset the Texas here. I really don't feel like Texas is that great on offense. Now defense, they are special. That defensive line is some NFL guys up front, but that offense is atrocious. I mean, Ewers is not it. Now, here's the
Yeah, I
thing.
don't think so either.
Now, here's the thing. If you look at this right here, Texas, when they played A&M, decent team, They only won by 10. That was just one of those games that were kind of they had a lull. They kind of had a lull there playing Texas, and then they lost to Georgia. Then they lost to Georgia. Texas A&M. They played at A&M. You know, this game is going to be at Texas at home. And if you look at the yeah, Kentucky spread. Kentucky gave them fits, but they did not cover that spread either. That spread was minus 18 for Texas, but it was a 17-point game there. So, and then if you look at Vanderbilt, they barely got out of that game as well. So when they play good teams, they don't tend to cover well. Now, when they play them garbage teams, so it just depends on how you see Clemson in this frame. Because if you see Clemson as a, let's say, uh, team that's kind of, I would say, same as Oklahoma or same as kind of like Boise State, maybe kind of in that Fresno UNLV kind of ballpark, that tier of teams, then they're going to blow them out. Theoretically, just looking at their history for this season. But if you see them as a worthy opponent, then definitely looking at the spread on this one.
Yeah, I would say it should be a little tighter than the spread's looking at because, yeah, unless Texas just comes out to some fucking hot start. I mean, Quinn Ewers did put up 350 yards on Georgia, but he also threw two picks. He's got three picks in the last two games, two picks against Georgia, a pick against A&M, and he's nursing an injury too. So yeah, that spread could look pretty enticing for Clemson.
Yeah, I like it. And on top of that, I would stretch it to 14 and a half. But I would tell you what, though, even like you said, he put up those 300 yards on Georgia. But if you look at that game, he almost put up 300 yards on Georgia. But well,
Didn't
over
score
three,
many
three,
points.
three. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He just scored, he got out with a lot of field goals, and that's why I'm saying it's hard for you to throw those picks like that, turn the ball over, and then get field goals. It's hard to cover 14 points.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So give me 14 and a half. Give me 14 and a half on that. I
All
like
right,
that pick there. I'm gonna cash up you after this pod. I'm gonna do 20. So don't even worry about it. I'll pay. I'll put up for this podcast. I mean for this parlay. All right, let's go into our next matchup here. All right, next matchup. I'm kind of on the fence about this one, you know. And here's the thing, because there's a couple things in this matchup, right? When you look at this matchup, we're going to Penn State, okay, and this is a -8 spread favorite for Penn State at home, +8 for SMU going into Penn State. Now it's gonna be cold. It's supposed to be snowing. Under over 52 and a half, -110 either way there, and then plus 260, -320 for your favorite in Penn State. Listen, this one scares me because Penn State, they don't win these big games, and this is a big one. This is win or go home.
yeah, I kind of like Penn State though.
Yeah,
SMU in the cold could be trouble for the boys.
I agree.
Penn State, yeah, Penn State at home. They don't win some of the big games by a lot, but I mean, they still can put up some points. Like they put up 37 on Oregon.
That's right.
And
And Oregon put up
and they played a
good
tight they
numbers
played
on
a
them.
tight game against Ohio State too, 13 to
That's right.
10. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've liked SMU this season, but I don't know if I like them in this game.
I agree. And just because of that weather, I think that that's going to be, and then also because, you know, when they played Clemson, they were very slow when they played. Their offense sputtered. Clemson's not that great, and they played in Charlotte that night. It was like 35 degrees when they played,
Yeah,
and
it's supposed to be like 20s in Penn State.
I see the same thing happening. They're gonna be sputtering. They're gonna be cold. They ain't gonna be able to run the ball, and they like really try to specialize in throwing that rock. It's hard to throw it in 20-degree weather.
Yeah, that ball's gonna be a brick. It's gonna be tough to catch.
Yeah, brick, and for real, it'd be tough to catch and throw.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I kind of like Penn State. I don't know about the spread. The spread's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Maybe take it down like 6.5 or something.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, Penn State, man, they
You think
just
they're gonna
scare me,
smoke them?
man. Nah, I like Penn State money line if anything because they look seem like a team that's just gonna get out with a end of the game field goal, keep the game close, and really they could fumble it and lose it. They just this team here, I just don't have a lot of this team should beat this team should beat SMU easily. SMU is they're kind of an air raid team, kind of. They give you that vibe, but then they also have this kind of dual threat quarterback that he's a fighter, but he's also kind of like he can throw it and he can really throw it in good pressure situation. But at the end of the day, this offensive line for Penn State, the defense is better. They run the ball well, so I really think they're gonna bully them. But like I say, this coach in these tight games is just, or these important games, he just doesn't come through. So
Yeah, Penn
take
State's got to get a running game going for sure.
give me Penn State money line. Anything with the points is scary.
All right.
Yeah. Anything with that points is scary. And I also did. I think I took the nod here on the over like 43 or something like that on one of these. I got a couple parlays that like small $2, $3 parlays. But I think I took the over. I kind of like the over. Maybe not that high, but like 43. Um, because I think the over. Yeah,
It's
the
like
over is 50.
52.
Yeah, 52. That's kind of high. That's like what 27 and 25. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's pretty high for a cold game, I think.
yeah. So I might have to switch that up. I take an under on that, but I do think it's over 43 because SMU likes to rally late. So I could see Penn State putting up like you said in Oregon they put up 30 some. I could see them putting up 22, maybe 20, 25 rally late for SMU to 21. Like Penn State having to hold on. So yeah, that's what I like in that game. Maybe an over at like low 40s.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little low scoring for sure.
Yeah, I actually am now that I'm talking the way through it. I think maybe an under 52.5 is a little bit better, a little safer.
Yeah, I just don't think SMU's gonna be able to put up those points. I mean, they have put up points all season, but I don't. I think just the Penn State defense can kind of hold them.
I agree. I mean, we saw Indiana last night. Freaking, they've been putting up points all season. They get in front of Notre Dame and lay an egg.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
All right, last game on the slate here. This is I think this is a night game if I'm not mistaken. But Tennessee going down in Ohio State now. Tennessee is a road underdog +7 here, over under 46, plus 235 and minus 279 for your favorite in Ohio State. Now, Dave, how you see this one? This Ohio State team, they kind of under scrutiny with the Michigan loss. Ah,
Yeah, I think the Michigan loss is an outlier though. Like they suck against Michigan, but they still been a dog all year.
yeah.
Um, they've had some big spreads too that they've covered. Like they covered a -37 spread on Purdue a few weeks back. Um, yeah, the
So this quarterback,
Michigan one's tough, but I think you got to disregard that one and think that they're looking for the championship to
okay.
shush that Michigan talk. But you got an SEC team, Tennessee, who's been kind of a sleeper all season. Nobody's really been talking about him until they sneak in the playoffs.
That's right.
And they waxed Vandy, who's been a sore in a lot of the SEC team side. So yeah, I don't know. This is a tough
What
one.
do you What do you think this game comes down to? Okay, how does it play out? Right, you got Nico Iamali Lava and is it Will Howard, quarterback? Um,
I think Tennessee's runs the ball because it doesn't look like they throw it that much. They
yeah, they
got
got a run game.
last two games, 26 attempts, 23 attempts against Georgia, 33 attempts. So they're not throwing the ball as much as some of the other teams. Ohio State seems to throw the ball a little more. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
what
got
it
the
comes
best.
down to though.
They to me, they got the best wide receivers in the country. Down there in Ohio State, that guy Jeremiah Smith. like I said, I was watching him last year when he was his team, and he's actually from Miami. Well, I can't say from Miami, but he played high school ball in Florida. His team was Chaminade Madonna. I think they're like a 5A school. The quarterback for that team actually got a full ride to NC State, and that was his receiver, Jeremiah Smith. He's a true freshman, literally an 18-year-old kid, but this guy is one of the best wide receivers in the country. I mean, I think if he was to come out of college this year, he would be a top draft pick as far as the receivers go, a top receiver drafted. But that's what I see in this game. Are they going to be able to stop the receivers? Is Tennessee's defense going to be able to stop the receivers? I mean, because essentially it would be the strength of Ohio State's offense against the strength of Tennessee, which is their defense. Um, so if Ohio State has their way with the defense, then I don't think that Tennessee is going to be able to muster up enough offense. That's the way I kind of see this going.
What's the spread? Let's see. Plus 7.5. Yeah, Ohio State's gonna have to come out hot because Tennessee's a pretty sound team. Um,
They are.
but Ohio State coming off that Michigan loss could be a nice bounce back. They ain't played in a couple weeks too, so it
Yeah,
might be a
and
slow start.
what I see too here, I can see that one way. Okay, the receivers, Ohio State, kind of giving Tennessee's defense fit. But what I also can see is okay, this is Ohio State. This is kind of a cold environment as well, late in the evening, right? But you got Tennessee has a good run game. When you have a good run game, you can run the ball in the cold. So I don't think that that's going to really rattle them. So it's really hard on this one because I could see Tennessee actually getting the run game going. Iamale Lava, he runs too. He's a big quarterback. He can really run that ball. Not so good at throwing, but the quarterback running back kind of Lamar, Derrick Henry type, Jalen Hurt type, Saquon field to the backfield. That can give a lot of defenses fit. So this one's gonna be good. I'm thinking Ohio State money line. Give me the big name. Give me the get. I mean Ryan Day. He's under a lot of scrutiny. They lost to Michigan. They ready to come in and, like you said, show good face. I'm taking Ohio State. That's the way I'm going.
Yeah, we'll throw this in there. Ohio State's 5-14 against SEC all time, 2-13 in bowl games against the SEC.
Oh wow,
But I do like Ohio State for sure.
wow. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this is this is one of the better receiving cores that they've had. They have a really good receiving core.
Yeah, they definitely got a receiver factor. It just depends on if Will Howard can get the ball to him.
Yeah, and he crumbles, man. You seen him crack in that Oregon game. They should have won that game.
Yeah, he doesn't really put up big yardage numbers or touchdowns.
No, and remember in that Oregon game, it came down to like that one play where he ran the ball too long and ran out of time instead of kicking a field goal for the win. He was
Right.
in field goal range and held on to the ball too fucking long. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I could see Ohio State money line, but I could also see this Tennessee underdog spread.
Yeah.
All right,
So
what else
what do
we got?
you
What do you
what you
think?
uh if I had to take if I had $100 and I'm gonna put it on it, I'm gonna put it on a team. If I had to, I'm going Ohio State money line.
All right, let's go Ohio State money line.
Ohio State money line.
All
All
right.
right. Let's slide on into the NFL. We got two games today on the slate, two hot games too, which is crazy. They put all these college and NFL, smash them into one day, um, because these are some of the bigger games of the week. But let's start with the reigning champions. Kansas City is playing at home today. They're playing at home. They got -3.5. They're the favorite at home, of course. But +3.5. Houston coming into town. Over under 42.5. -110 for your over, and then -102. A little bit cheaper for your under. And then +157, -179 for your favorite. Now, one thing that jumps out to me is that under overline 42.5. They kind of feel like that's kind of feeling like to me that they feel like Kansas City's gonna win, and Kansas City wins by kind of low, tight scoring games. So that kind of gives me that look there.
Yeah, they both don't really put up a lot of points, so this could be a low scoring game. Could be like a 20 to 17 game. I think 20 to 18,
Okay,
something like
okay,
that. Um, yeah, Kansas City keeps squeaking them out. I would take Kansas City money line just because you can't bet against the Chiefs.
that's it. I'm right there with you. And just to me, I feel like Texans. They this isn't their year. You know, last year there was a little bit more of their year.
Yeah, they
They've
don't
had
look
some.
too great. I mean, they're 9-5, but they haven't really looked that great. And CJ Stroud really hasn't been putting up big numbers either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Kansas City. I'm sure they start to find it here, but Patrick Mahomes got a little ankle injury that's been nagging him. But I still think they squeak out a dub.
All right, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. All right, last game on the slate here is a really good one, really good one. You got Pittsburgh going into Baltimore +7. That's a high spread. Over under 44 here, and then you got -10 either way there, and then +260, -320 here for your favorite in Baltimore. This game historically, Lamar Jackson doesn't do well in. He's like 1-6 or 1-5.
One and four, I think, against the
Yeah,
Steelers.
that's right.
But
Which he lost one earlier this season.
yeah, he lost last month, 16-18, at Pittsburgh. But I think Baltimore's rolling, and Pittsburgh kind of banged us last week.
Yeah, but the only reason they did that is because Najee Harris fumbled that ball, and they were going down to kind of tie the game and be right back in it. But they fumbled that ball. They only touched it. They only had two possessions in the second half. I mean, the Eagles sucked the life out the ball. They just ran the ball, just and held the ball literally the whole second half. They only had two possessions. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, the injuries is what we didn't really pay attention to last week, so
That's right.
there's some notable ones here. Justin Fields is out, so he's not going to be
Wow.
able to come in for those little, third and short, fourth and short conversions they've been running with him.
How the
And then
hell?
Pickens is still out,
Oh shit.
and then T.J. Watt hurt his ankle last week, but I think he's playing.
That's right.
So yeah, you got Fields out, Pickens still out, hamstring, and then you got a banged up T.J. Watt. Now let's look at Baltimore. Baltimore, you got. I mean, they're a little banged up, but it doesn't like anybody big is out. Um, you got Johnson, but I think he just got waived, so he's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, he's
He
yeah
was trash.
he
That was kind of a bust.
yeah, and what I don't know why he thought he was gonna go over there and be like number one.
Yeah. Um, Looks like the Ravens are a little more healthy than the Steelers, and it's at Ravens. So I don't know. I would, even though Baltimore is, or what's his name? Even though Lamar's kind of struggled against them, um, I think he'll catch a dub here. But the spread is pretty heavy, and I think
Yeah,
that's because of the injuries. I think.
yeah, I agree. I agree. This one's tough because, like you said, the injuries got us last time, and then I feel like I kind of got that same feeling again. Literally, when I was looking at this game, I was like, "Oh, this reminds me of the Eagles Steelers game." But I don't think that this one's a tough one because I'm trying to bang the spread on Steelers because just Mike Tomlin's record as an underdog, like not even just covering, just as an underdog, he wins the game. Like
Yeah.
so, it's just hard for me to bet against Mike Tomlin as a coach like that. I know there's injuries to George Pickens, but they have some other good wide receivers like Calvin Austin and Mike
Yeah, I think
Williams
Calvin
still over
Austin's
there.
gonna have to step. He's gonna have to step up big.
Then you got Mike Williams, still a deep ball threat. He's been a deep ball threat all his life, you know. So
Yeah.
And he's caught a deep ball for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Washington to kick our ass. So I know that he can catch something.
Yeah, they got Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin. They're going to be the two big ones.
That's right, man, Jefferson. And they
Tight
got
ends,
Fryermuth.
Fryermuth, yeah. Which I don't
So
know
I,
who's
I
on
think that's
him.
enough. To me, I think that's enough if they play, like you say, another 16 to 13 game. Let's say we take Pittsburgh 7.5. They lose by 3, a field goal at the buzzer. I mean, we still in the green here. So and then if of course history repeats itself, Mike Tomlin in the underdog spot wins the game. Lamar Jackson doesn't have a good game. Of course, we're on the right side of things. So I think the
Right.
safer bet is plus 7.5. Steelers, but man, that's a sweat.
Yeah, it is a sweat. It's just getting tough late in the season with these. The books started to figure it out. Like we were making money early in the season just because you could cheat the books, but now it's like
Boy,
makes it tough. Like Baltimore minus 350. It's like you can't even take that.
no.
And then Pittsburgh plus 7 is still a tough one. Yeah, you could maybe give them a couple more points and take Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we could do 10.5, or 14.5, depending on the number.
Yeah, I think maybe a 10.5 is not a bad bet.
Yeah, 10.5. I just the underdog numbers for Mike Tomlin is like he wins that game like 2-1. When he's underdog, he wins that game two times to excuse me, 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah, and
It just
the last time Baltimore beat Pittsburgh was 2022,
all right.
16
So
to
in this,
14. So they've won twice against the Steelers. Steelers are 8-2 against the Ravens in the last 5 years.
but how many times have they walked in as an underdog and won that game?
So they were underdog when they played a few weeks ago. They won.
That's right,
They've been an underdog almost every time, except for
and they won.
once, and they won. The only time they weren't an underdog that I can see was January last year. They were a 3-point favorite, but they won 17-10. So yeah, I think Tomlin's definitely got Lamar figured out. So yeah, I do like the even with the injuries, I do like Pittsburgh. It's hard not
I'm
to.
take. Let's go. Let's take that 10.5. And I'll
Yeah,
tell
let's
you
go like a
what,
10.5.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you, but put half of it on. If you want to flop that Tennessee bet, because I think I'm kind of with you there on the Tennessee Ohio. Um, if you want to keep everything the same, put Tennessee on one and Ohio on the other. I mean, I I'm with you that the Tennessee game is kind of a coin flip, especially with the points that they're giving.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. I think that's going to be the one that's a little tricky, but I could be wrong. Could be Ohio State blowing them out.
Yeah, that's why I say like I'm gonna send you whatever, and then just do one parlay. All picks the same. Tennessee one way, and then all picks the same. Ohio State the other.
So we got Penn State money line. We got Clemson plus the points, right?
Yeah, Clemson plus points. We like that.
And then Ohio State money line. And then we
Uh
got
huh.
Chiefs money line. And then we got Pittsburgh with 10.5. I like.
And then let's flip the pot and go Tennessee plus 7.5.
And with
Um,
everything else and see what happens.
yeah, because if let's say Ohio State gets out with a last minute field goal, shit, we win both of them.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
Uh,
All
I'm
right.
about to I'm about to send you. I'm about to cash app you. But last thing here, I got a sneaky prop pick, and like I said, these are these little couple dollar. I think I threw like $2 on both of these. This is pretty similar to what we picked here. But I took risky here with the Clemson money line for the upset today. It's like $2 to win like $60 or $70 or something like that. But I have a prop. No, I didn't put it up here. Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik he really gets busy when it talks about running out of that pocket. He's slippery. So they got him for I think 40 yards or better. He has one of those big runs every game where you get the damn update. Oh, update, Clemson just scored. Caleb Klubnik's going for like 60
Right.
down the damn ticker. So I like him for over, 40 yards. If you want to be safe, take him over 30 yards. But I see him get one of them long runs. That's part of their offense to me, is him slipping out the pocket and going for 40.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, Klubnik's he's a sneaky dude.
He is. Tough cat, too.
Yeah, he's tough, and I think I do like Clemson in this game for sure. Texas just they just haven't showed me much.
No, at all. And like you said, if Ewers was hurt, and then let's say if he takes a hit, now his ankle, he's hobbling, you throw Arch in there in one of those big moments, you definitely going to be playing some safe football, trying not to mess it up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I,
That's
I,
for sure.
I don't see him cover. I don't see him blowing him out by no 21 points. I just don't see it.
Nah, I mean, yeah, their money line's minus 550, which is crazy because Dabo's just he's been there too many times.
Too many.
All right, we'll lock it up.
All right, that's what we got for today. I was just looking at Clemson Klubnik's rushes here for the last couple games or whatnot. Um, but I think I took him for 20. Anyways, check that Klubnik stat line. Anything 30 or better, I would take it.
All right, we'll check that out.
All right. Well, this has been another episode. You guys keep watching on the playoffs. Dave, if you we'll probably come on again tomorrow, early in the morning or whatever it may be. We got some more picks for NFL. But this is the standings right now. We're gonna see how this plays out. We got a parlay. Bring it. We can't bring y'all with the parlay. You bet them straight. You can bet them together. Go follow us on our TD Talk YouTube. Good luck today.
Good luck, boys.
All right, let's get it.